do the schedule, and then we're going to talk about the Super Bowl event. Cool? That's what's on the agenda for today. Okay. Okay. So, first of all, let's start with the whole big announcement yesterday that my documentary is canceled. All right. If you want the full story, watch yesterday's podcast. I went into extensive detail about all the considerations, all the factors, and what went into it. But in a nutshell, to summarize very quickly, so then we can address this whole follow-up and reaction to the announcement. I'm 41 years old. I'm going to be 42 sooner rather than later. All right. I am happily married and have a family, right? Not only, my wife and my pet, but I have, family members, parents, other people who are affected by me and my well-being. I have a long-standing, dedicated community of viewers and people who like me and my content. And I appreciate that so very much that you guys have been along with me. A lot of you have been along with me for a very long time. And that is awesome. Some of you are more newcomers, and that's also awesome. But you're all along this crazy ride with me called life, and also all of the streaming fun that we do every single day, right? And what I've come to realize more and more, particularly in the last year, is that my actions, what I say and do, what opportunities that I choose to take advantage of or opportunities that I choose to pass on, don't just affect me anymore. They affect everyone around me who has had any kind of relation with me or contact with me, okay? And that's something that I need to really remember more often and make decisions based off of more appropriately. Because, when I was older, okay? When I was older. When I was younger, I was a more sporadic guy, right? I would say and do whatever. I didn't give two craps about who responded or who said anything. Why? Because it was just me. It's all about me and my life. And, if I was someone who doesn't really give two shits about what anyone says, then who cares, right? Let everyone rage and freak out and have a reaction. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to move along my merry way. I don't care what anyone says about me, right? Actually, when I was really young, there was always this thing I still remember to this day, right? I was in high school, and I'm sitting at my desk in a class, and there's these two girls who were in my class who, I was friendly with them, but it wasn't like we were friends, you know what I mean? Like we were cordial. And I remember at that point in my high school years, it was like a very hectic time for almost everyone because I guess like homecoming dance was coming up and all this shit. So, it's like end of year stuff and people are freaking out. And the girl turns to me and she says, "Phil, how do you do it?" Right? And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "How do you do it? Here you are sitting here at your desk, and you look completely cool as a cucumber. You're not freaking out. You're not stressing out." She goes, "How? Homecoming's right around the corner. All of us are planning. What are our plans? How are we going to handle it? What are we wearing? How are we getting there? Who are we going with? What's this? What's that? What's this?" And she says, and then of course school. We got tests coming up and this and that. And you're just sitting there. Well, everyone else in this class is all stressed out and freaking out. And you're just sitting there relaxed. I turned to her and I said, "It's because I don't care about any of it. Like none of this really matters, right? This is just a fleeting moment in time. If you think about it in the stretch of our lives or whatever, this isn't going to mean anything. Give it another few months, you won't even care about it anymore. So why do I sit around and freak about this? I don't care." I was kind of a very nonchalant attitude when I was going through my younger life. I didn't care about what anyone said or did. I didn't care about impressions. I didn't care about appearance. I didn't care about shit. I was just going through it. Who cares? Coast through it, get to the next thing. While everyone else around me was always on edge freaking out, right? That's always how I was when I was younger, right? But the problem is you can only get so far through life with that attitude. And I feel like a lot of the times that I've gone through this 15 plus year journey of being a YouTuber, that was kind of the attitude. Don't give a shit. Don't care about who says what. Don't care about any impact on anything. Just keep going. And that's, just keep going is a great attitude to have. It's determination and it's being positive. But at the same time, sadly, when that's your attitude, you tend to ignore other things going on I think that's a lot of the time that's what's happened to me. Why am I in the position that I'm in today where the vast majority of people on YouTube who talk about me always talk about me in a negative light? Because people literally started shitting all over me on YouTube. And I just kind of ignored it. I didn't pay attention to it. I certainly didn't ride that wave and make something out of it. Like, I definitely could have capitalized on when this is how you don't play and things were coming out. And I didn't. Instead, I just chose to kind of keep going forward and doing my own thing and ignore all the nonsense. And what happened is this movement became this toxic community, this really crazy, almost like TMZ-esque group of obsessed fucking people who every moment, if I fart on stream, they'll report it like, you know, the president got assassinated or something. Like, that's how fucked up and crazy these people are. And this has just become something that's arbitrary on YouTube now. Really. Like, this is just allowed. It's normal now on YouTube. That's fine behavior. I mean, it's not. Anyone who's a normal person who sees this kind of behavior would say, what, are you out of your mind? Yeah, these people are, but that's just how they are. They've made years of their living off of obsessing about me and my little intricacies and things that happen in my content and streams, right? These people are just crazy. And a lot of the times I think that's because I went through my life not really caring so much about the impact of things that I say and do, and ignoring anyone who really kind of responded to what I said and did, and just moving on my merry way. Now, you know, that's actually to some extent the right thing to do, because you can't just care about what every little person says, right? I got so many people who are negative about me. Why would I give two shits about what the vast majority of them say or do? What's funny is, during this whole thing, this whole documentary thing, like Mike Klum saying, oh, you got so many people who don't like you, like Mudahar. And I'm like, Mudahar? Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's like that guy, Some Ordinary Gamers or whatever. I'm like, I literally don't know who that is. Apparently this guy has always hated on me and talked about me in a negative way for years. I literally don't know who the fuck it is, right? I don't, and apparently, oh, this is an infamous guy who doesn't like you. I don't even know that. I don't know any of these fucking people. There's entire communities based around this stuff, and I don't even know who the fuck they are. I have no idea, right? When that guy contacted me last year, he's like, I'll pay you $5,000 for an interview. And I messaged him back. I was like, I don't want your money. Go donate it somewhere if that's really what you want to do. I'll have an interview with you, but not about the toxic stuff I've already answered. Anything else I'll talk about, just not that. And then he just ghosted me and never responded ever again, and apparently went on to make even more negative videos and things about me that, again, I don't know who he is. I've never seen any of them, right? But this is what I mean. Like, when I see and hear things about me, it's always negative, so it's like, why would I pay attention to it, right? But in this case, with this documentary, right, I really listened. I wanted to hear what would be the reaction when I said I was going to be doing a documentary about me, right? And, I mean, in general, there were two big reactions that hit. The first reaction over here was all the people who don't like me. And their reaction was unadulterated joy. Because instead of having the content that they make about me be limited just to what you see on a stream every day, they felt that this documentary was going to be their opportunity to get inside information about me and my life and my family and my history and all kinds of stuff that hasn't been made public, and to use that to make unlimited amounts of content. I mean, they were seeing this documentary as a way for them to have content to milk for years, right? They were going to take every little possible thing out of this documentary and microanalyze it and make conspiracy theories about it, just like they do now with what happens on a stream, but times 1 million, right? So this was just going to extrapolate their ability to talk shit and give them exactly what they're looking for, okay? Now, of course, this documentary is not just about them. In general, the reason that this documentary was an interesting idea to me was this was going to give people who don't necessarily follow those groups, but have heard of me, likely in a negative light because of those groups, to finally get an honest take on me. The documentary was not going to be something overly positive. There was going to be positivity and the truth about my life and things in it, but also is going to have all the negative stuff, right? All the shit that I've been through, the mistakes I've made that I've fessed up to and apologized for over the years that I've been a YouTuber. I mean, that's the thing. When you are a content creator with a public face, essentially you have all of your flaws exposed to the world on a daily basis. With me, more than most, because anything I say hits this crazy hater echo chamber that just resonates over the internet. You'll never hear about something that I did that was good, but everyone will hear about something that I did that was bad, right? So, you know, because of that, I knew that a lot of people had a crazy bad opinion of me, and maybe this documentary would be a chance for those who are kind of neutral to see both sides and make a judgment for themselves. I would hope that if someone who was neutral saw the truth of the matter, who I really am, what I really do for a work day, which is not an easy day. This is not a sit back and be lazy today kind of a day. I'm a workhorse. You know, I'm here 6 days a week full time, busting my butt, putting out content. I got a whole real life behind the scenes, you know, married, maintaining a household, doing all the normal things that anyone would do, plus all this work that I do 6 days a week. It's pretty crazy, you know? And a lot of people don't know that. They just want to hear that Phil's some lazy, fat, middle-aged dude with chip crumbs all over his shirt, and he just sits around lazing about and putting out videos. Maybe there are content creators out there like that. In fact, I hate to say it, I think that people compare me to other people who they call lolcows, and they think I'm them when I'm not even close to fucking being them. I mean, could it be further from the truth? Do I look anything like them? Right? In any capacity? Do I act like them? No. But I still get grouped in with them, and that's unfair. So maybe this would have been a chance to actually get the real me out there, right? And in fact, I know for a fact that there are certain parties involved, actually certain big YouTubers, who are, they talked about me in a negative light, but at the same time, they're kind of fascinated and they want to hear the real story. And they were invested. They wanted to know. They wanted this documentary to happen, right? And that's really who I felt the target audience was. If the target audience isn't my fans, you guys already know me. So why would you care about this documentary? It's definitely not made for my haters. They're going to hate on me no matter what, right? It's really for this third neutral group. That's who the documentary was really for, okay? But the problem was, undoubtedly, the other reaction that I heard to my announcement of the documentary, and that was basically my biggest, longest time supporters, fans, viewers, and family members who I all spoke with about this. And essentially the overwhelming response that I got from them was, don't do it. All right? And there was all different reasons, okay? Essentially, the biggest reason that everyone really feels is the reason I shouldn't do this is the fact that every time that I have tried to get represented fairly or get a fair shake, it has never worked. It has always been blown up the wrong way, right? Or I get betrayed or treated poorly. And again, my fans are already with me. They don't need this. And I am happy where I am with my business. You know, I'm making a living. I'm having a good time. Right? It's not like I'm in any kind of dire straits or anything like that. I mean, there's ups and downs. Right now I'm in a downward trend because it's January. Ad revenue on YouTube is abysmally bad. It's gone. And now I've actually been negatively affected by fake memberships here on YouTube. This VPN abuse. People who normally would have become a member or re-upped their memberships now didn't. So now I'm looking every day at my income, and my channel income is now way down for the month of January as a result of this. Now I got to try to figure out some way to make that up, you know? That's the thing. I'm at a level where I'm good, but there are fluctuations. I don't have fuck you money. Like a lot of people say, oh, I'm a big YouTuber. I can do whatever I want. I'm never going to be in that position, you know? But I'm okay with where I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy with where I am. I don't need to blow up and become hugely popular on YouTube. That's not my goal, nor am I seeking that. So that's what I mean. This documentary isn't for my biggest fans or whatever. It's, and essentially their reaction is, we like things how they are right now. Okay. And hold on. I like where I am right now. I like where I am right now. I don't want to risk that and ruin it. And that's the feedback that I got from my audience is right now, all the drama of last year has worn out, correct? And because of that, we don't want that drama to come back. So please don't make it, right? This documentary seems like the next drama thing. You know, after the bullshit interview, after the harassment by Keemstar and all that shit last year, now things are finally calming down. Just focus on you, focus on your business, focus on positivity. You got a lot of good stuff coming up. Brand new releases are coming out. You got a ThrowBack channel you're trying to get off the ground. Your wife is coming back into your content for the first time in over 5 years. All these positives happening. Why would you now want to kind of screw that up with this documentary and take this crazy big chance? And again, this was not just feedback from one or two people. I had long-standing fans emailing me and talking to me about this, family members, and I was like, all right, you know what? After listening to everyone, okay, I've decided that this is the case, right? That this is what I should do, all right? And I'm happy that I came to the decision that I did. All right, I am. I'm happy that I came to the decision that I did because I think it's the right thing for now. You know, like I said yesterday, I feel like this documentary, if I ever do one, could work, but I don't think it's now is the right time. There's too much going on. As I always also told you, I've got personal things going on in my life, all right now, that you guys have no clue about, that are affecting me and my family, and I don't see the point of putting extra stress on everything for something that's just a gamble. That it could work out and some people might like me more and I might get more viewers on my streams and people might finally see me in a more positive light, or it could go the other way and the entire internet just hates on me more. I mean, let's be honest, Boogie with his documentary with Mike Klum probably thought that documentary was going to help him. It did not help him. It made him look 10 times worse, and now he's in a worse off position where everyone hates him even more. So why the hell would I want to do that documentary, right? It's a risk. And again, not to say that this documentary was going to be the same as Boogie's. It was going to be a completely different project. But there's always that level of risk, right? So that's really the factors that went into it. And all things considered, after weighing through all of this, right, I decided against it, right? Again, maybe somewhere down the line, when my story has progressed further, I feel like a documentary like this is something you want to do when you've kind of reached the end of the road and now you want to tell your story. As I've told you, if I do a documentary like this, this will be it for me. I'm not going to be doing a documentary now and then in 5 years and then in 10 years. It's just now. That's it. One documentary. And I'm never doing something like that ever again. All right? So I generally feel that this is completely the right decision to make. And I'm happy that I made this decision before things got too wrapped up. I basically wanted to make this decision before real work got off the ground with this, because as I said, this was going to be the week where we were going to actually plan shooting and real work. Everything up to this point was literally just a couple conversations and initial plans and ideas. That was it. Nothing else. So, you know, that's why I said, all right, well, I don't want to go too far, and then wheels start turning and plans start being made and things like that. And then next thing you know, you cancel late and now you kind of screw people over. I didn't want it to go that far either, you know. And that's what's hilarious, because you people in the chat have no idea what the hell any of you are talking about. There's people who you've only listened to detractors and idiots, okay? You need to stop. You're really dumb. If you listen to a single detractor channel or idiot who's talked about this, you've listened to a moron who made everything up. There's two people who know about this documentary, me and Mike Klum, and that's it. So idiots saying, well, oh, he spent this much money and he did this and he did that. No, you're an idiot. Why do you believe morons, right? What are you talking about, right? The whole idea of this documentary was that it was open-ended, and at any point, either Mike or I could decide against doing it, right? That was always our agreement, so that way we have the openness of doing a real work together, a real collaboration. as opposed to, you know, you get locked into something you don't want to do and now you're screwed. That's never what this was supposed to be, right? And that's why we had it like that. You know, let's say, for example, we had actually really started work on this thing and we were months into it, but then Mike realized this just isn't very entertaining. It's not going to work. He could have canceled it. Or maybe, you know, we're a couple months in and then something happens and I can't keep working on it, right? That was what it was supposed to be, but I didn't want it to get to that point. That's why I canceled it this early, right? So that basically we could be in a situation where it wouldn't be like, oh my God, we've gotten so far into all of this that now time, resources, and everything has been wasted. Like, I'll be honest, yeah, that would have been really, really disappointing if I'm taking time out from my work schedule and we film and then the documentary doesn't happen. Yeah, that would have been upsetting. And I'm sure for Mike, you know, scheduling the filming crew to start filming and coming out here and doing all this work and all the things that we had planned for it to have work actually begin and then not come to fruition, that would have been disappointing. All right. But what you guys got to understand is that Mike is a very busy guy. He's got a ton of things going on. I'm not his only documentary. He's got a million things in the works. So you're going to be seeing more from him coming up. And that's cool. You know, I wish him the best. I was not his only project that he was working on this year. He's got a million things going on at once. I'm one of the many things in his machine that he's working on right now. So it's not a big deal. But that's the hilarious part is, again, for these crazy people who are just so obsessed on me, to them, this was the only thing in life. So the fact that this documentary is canceled must mean that this was insane amounts of time and effort wasted for everyone around. You're wrong. You're idiots. You're fucking morons. You should shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Okay. So, by the way, enjoy your bands. Okay. So that's that. And that's the end of that discussion. Really, there's no reason to bring it up again. I just wanted to let you know. The funny part about it is, like I said, now that I have canceled this documentary, you see two reactions again. The reaction from the detractor hater community is, oh, no. It's just hilarious because the first portion of the reaction was rejoicing because they think they're going to get all of this content. And now that the documentary is canceled, the reaction is panic and freaking out. And now how do we damage control this? Number one, Phil wasted all of Mike's time and money. Never happened. And number two, Phil's a coward for not doing the documentary, right? So here it is. How can we spin this into more content? Make more shit up. More controversial, make shit up, right? So that's what they do. And that's what they're going to do. That's literally all they do is they lie and they create controversy and conspiracy so they have content. They're garbage people. They shouldn't exist, all right? So I don't care about what they say. But the other reaction that I'm getting from the people who are true fans is relief. Wow, really? So you're not doing it? This is great because now we can focus on you and your content and all the hot new games coming out this year and the ThrowBack channel and having your wife on your streams again and all this positive stuff that's already in motion, and we don't have to worry about at some point this year there's going to be big interruptions to your schedule and you're not going to be able to stream for extended periods of time during big new releases, and you're going to be overworked and overstressed. And then when this thing comes out, it's going to be an endless cycle of drama and nonsense for everyone. So I'm happy about that. That basically now people are like relaxing because of this decision. So that's what I think. I mean, if you see those reactions, I feel like I did the right thing. When I see the reaction from the hater community, the way that they reacted and freaking out, I did the right thing. And when I see relief from my truest, biggest supporters and fans, I know I did the right thing. Okay? And for those of you who just wanted drama and now you're not going to get it and you're so sad, don't worry. The lol cows are still out there for you. There's a whole fucking podcast about them, and there's tons of them for you to go make fun of. It just ain't going to be here. You're in the wrong spot. Okay? Cool. All right. So let's now continue on. And let's talk about the schedule for the week, and then let's do Super Bowl party planning. All right?